Welcome! Today we're gonna talk about Arcane, a new show by Netflix and League of Legends, and how video game adaptations and the filmmaking industry in general can learn from this great show. Let's start with the lore. The League of Legends lore is huge, and it's not just in the game between character interactions that can differ between character and character, it's also in comics that League of Legends releases in the game itself, and new character releases that are an expansion of the lore itself, not just, hey, here's a new character. There's an entire story behind each character. And this is where most video game adaptations stop, right there at the story. Like, let's take Jinx for example. She's nuts, and Arcane could have stopped there. She's just nuts and loves exploding things, so let's make a series about Jinx exploding things and that's it. But what Arcane did differently is take Jinx and add backstory. Add a reason to why she's nuts, and this reason of why adds more dimension to the character. And it's not just Jinx, it's Vi, and it's all the characters around the story. Each character has its own story, its own layers and its own background, and this varied background around the lore itself adds a lot of dimensionality to the story, and that's what Arcane does very well. It also does a fan service to us, people who love the game, because you take characters that other people love and you display them just as they are. Jinx is nuts, even with her backstory. Vi kicks ass, and it's great. I never liked Vi, but after Arcane, I'm really starting to like her character. And this is how you do it, you add fan service, because Arcane can also be watched by people who are not familiar with League of Legends, but people who are familiar with the lore, or even part of it, or just the game, get an entirely different experience. And it's great that Arcane keeps giving us fan service, along with keeping the vibe and the atmosphere with the music just gritty and it's just League of Legends, that's how it feels like. The use of acts is also brilliant. Instead of displaying it Quentin Tarantino style with a big slide in your face with Act 1 or 2 and even a title, the Arcane series is released in batches. Each batch of 3 episodes is an act by itself, but in the series we're not even aware of it, and that's what I love about Arcane. Because when I watch a movie or a series, I want to be immersed in it, and having a big slide of Act 1 or 2 or 3 just cuts the immersive experience right there and reminds me that I'm in a movie or in a series. And that's in part why I think League of Legends went with Netflix, because Netflix, unlike big cable network companies, can allow itself to release episodes in batches. And this is brilliant, and I think the filmmaking industry can learn a lot from it. Cutting the actors out was also a great move by Arcane, because when you have a real life person act a character from a video game, you'll always have a small crowd of people who won't be satisfied. Either they just don't like the actor, they think he sucks and plays horribly, the role itself, or it just doesn't look straight like the character itself. You'll always have a crowd of people who won't be satisfied. So making it an animation series will yield the same character that you see in game. People will be happy. You won't have any person that won't be happy with the character looking just like it looked in the game. And if you think the same, give this video the old thumbs up so more people will see it, and maybe people from the filmmaking industry will see it as well and will get great video game adaptations like Arcane. In here you can watch a series of short films I made myself, or you can watch what YouTube recommends right here. What do you think about Arcane? What do you think I should have talked about? Or what do you think about video game adaptations at all? Write it in the comments below. Let's chat, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.